Hey everybody, and welcome to the video. I published a video on self-esteem and then I took it right down, and what I really felt was that I really need to do a better job with the video. So today I'm adding a little to the beginning and the end. I want you to know a little bit more about why I think it's important, some of the things that you can do that will make self-esteem a little bit more important for you, and hopefully in the end of all this you'll be able to see how this might be able to help you, your kids, your players, or your students to have better self-esteem and of course contribute more and feel better about what they're doing. So one thing that I've learned is there's three things that I've found that have really helped me were a ball, which is sport and activity, a book, which is education and learning, and betterment. And betterment is a community of people that believe in me and want me to do better. And those are something, and the betterment part is something that as a coach and as parents that we can always do. Sometimes you don't understand how a kid can feel, and if things aren't going well, they can believe that there's no hope. And we need to be those people that can say, you know what, keep working, you're getting better, you know, set goals. Those are the things, the betterment part that we really need to focus on. So a book, a ball, and betterment, those are three things that we need to focus on to make sure that we're teaching our kids and making sure that they're growing as people and they can become better persons.
Time to nut up or shut up.
What we really need kids to decide, are they going to be a victim or a fighter? Are they going to be an optimist or a pessimist? And I hope with your coaching and with your teaching that they'll be a fighter and an optimist, not a victim or a pessimist, because we have enough of that in today's society. All you have to do is watch the news, and it just has become so sad in the fact that no matter what side or what your beliefs are, you know, we're completely throwing up our hands to humanity. We're just a pessimist, and we are totally a victim, and everybody's being victimized right now. So if you want something, we need to teach this. If you want something and you want to be courageous, you can get it. There's hope, you can set goals, and you just have to fight and be an optimist, and those things can come to you. So hopefully, if you're coaching or you're teaching or you're parenting, this video will have some things that will resonate with you about the 3C's of self-esteem. So as you go forward, hopefully it'll help you. I'll leave you with this quote from Kevin Carroll. Work for a cause, not for applause. Live life to express, not to impress. Don't strive to make your presence noticed. Just make your absence felt. Enjoy the video. Let me know in the comments if you think I should work or dive into this more, and we'll see you in the next video. Number one, first thing you need to do is we need to make them capable. So when we talk about self-esteem, there's 3 C's that you could follow to develop self-esteem. And the first one is capable. So we need to make players capable, and that's on us as a coach, as parents, as the player too, to work on those fundamentals to make you a good player. So if you're capable, then all the other things could fall into place so that you have good self-esteem. And basically with self-esteem, you're helping your teammates, you feel important, and you feel self-worth. So working on those skills and working on those fundamentals are a huge important part of making sure that you are a good player.
Number two
is contribute. So after we make them capable, we have to contribute to the team. So if you're a coach that's not playing your players equally, or it's not fair and fun for everyone, how are you going to make those players that aren't getting played so that they contribute? Because everybody needs to feel like they contribute if they want to have self-esteem. So it's very important that everybody has a role, everybody feels included, and I'll talk about it this more at the end, but in how you set up your team, how you discipline your team, how your players behave towards each other and treat each other, those are all things that are going to factor whether a kid has good self-esteem or they feel like crap all the time. So they really need to feel like they belong to the team, they contribute to the team, and they're a good player that can help the team. That's what's really going to set the foundation and the roots for that player to grow as a player and as a person. And number 3 is everybody needs to be connected. And that can be the hardest thing. How do you connect your players? How do you make sure that everybody is connected together? Some of the things you can do, I know a lot of, if you're expecting your captains, I've heard coaches say this, well, we just don't have good leadership this year. The team didn't come together. If you're expecting minor hockey players to be good leaders, you're not going to get good leaders.
It's science.
Nobody's a good leader when they're a kid. Some are better than others for sure, but the coaches have to be involved, and you have to coach them and teach them how to be leaders. Some of the things that you can talk to your coaches about and your leaders about are, making sure that you stick up for one another, make sure you hold each other accountable. When one person stands up to talk to the team, one of those captains should be standing up right after them to strengthen that, to make sure that it's not just that person, that it's a group, that we're all in this together. So there's lots of things that we can do to make sure that we're connected and we feel like we're a good, strong team. Sometimes it happens naturally, but if you do some simple things like making sure that everybody's involved in all the activities, that's going to go a long way in making sure that your team is connected. So when they're going out, are you just inviting a few of your close friends? Or do you make sure that everybody gets an invite to go somewhere? When you're eating as a team on the road, is everybody at one table and there's one guy by himself at a table? Those are things your captain should be looking for. And when somebody is eating by themselves, they should be joining him. We have to make sure that everybody feels authentically part of the team and connected. That's how we need to make sure that we're getting good self-esteem and it works towards building a team. So those are the 3 things that affect self-esteem. A couple other things that are important are that when you're disciplining players, it should be fair and authentic, and it should fit the crime.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
The one thing you have to be careful of, though, is we don't treat some players with exceptions and other players without, because your whole system will fall through quickly. You have to treat everyone. Doesn't matter if it's your star player or a 4th liner or whatever. Everybody has to be following the rules the same, and the consequences need to be the same for everybody. If you don't do that, it's going to fall apart for you quickly. Okay? You don't have to necessarily tell all your rules. You can develop rules. Sometimes on a bench, if your team is playing and you start to get a lot of penalties, you can say, next person that gets a penalty is going to be sitting on the bench with me for 2 minutes. And that might be somebody that doesn't take a lot of penalties, but that's going to be the guy that's sitting there for a while. Instead of benching a player for the whole game, try just one shift. Talk to them, tell them why, and then let them go out again. Taking ice time away is a huge factor and can be a huge negative thing for a player. And you don't have to take a lot of ice time away. Just a little bit will go a long way. And then a lot of times they'll fix that, and you can reinforce that with more ice time. So those are the little things that you can play with, but you have to be careful and make sure that you're not overdoing it. You're fair, and it doesn't apply just for certain players and not others, because everybody will see through that and you're going to lose your team. Okay? So those are some examples. Hopefully this video has helped a little bit. Remember, don't make it complicated. Keep it simple. When you're dealing with matters of the heart, or you're trying to lead people, you've got to touch their heart before you take their hand. If you're just trying to get them to come with you, if they're trying to get them to believe in you, it doesn't work. You got to touch the heart before you take the hand. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and turn on those bell notifications if you want to know when the next videos are coming. If you have any questions or you think that you'd like to know a little bit more about self-esteem, as a school principal, I deal with this lots outside of sports, but in sports it's really important for us to really think, not just that this happens naturally, we have to really be actively thinking about those kids in our charge for the year and making sure that they become the best people they can, and they're contributing to everyone, and they feel part of the team. So until next video, I'll see you.